What's going on, everybody? GemMint here, and today we're going to review the Ultimate Invasion trade paperback from Marvel Comics. Those of you who've been keeping up with the channel know that I've been reviewing the new Ultimate Comics universe with Spider-Man, Black Panther, and the X-Men stuff has not come out yet. And in the comments, you guys let me know that this actually all started in Ultimate Invasion, which is a 4-issue miniseries that came out last year. I had kind of thought the little synopsis before Ultimate Spider-Man was just to kind of let you know where we're at in Spider-Man, but no, that all took place and went down in this trade paperback. It comes out next month, so we got an early peek at it. We're gonna do a full review, but before we do that, I gotta give a shout out to Benjamin from Wham Stand, who made me this 3D printed GemMint Collectibles comic book stand. But check this out, it's not just a GemMint stand, you can switch this out with magnets, and you can make it a Marvel stand. They have DC Comics. They even sent me CGC 9.8 and 9.9 little labels or logos. How would you not send me a GemMint 10? No, I'm just playing. I appreciate it, man. We're gonna rock the GemMint Collectibles logo for this one. And I gotta give a shout out to his son, Sawyer, 10 years old. Wrote me a letter, did me a little Ditko Spidey picture, so I appreciate both of you guys. With that being said, man, leave a like on this video if you enjoy it. Subscribe to the channel. We're doing comic book reviews, statue reviews, omnibus hauls, and all that good stuff. And if you're looking to pick up any omnibus or trade paperbacks, you got to check out organicpricebooks.com. They have immaculate shipping, super fast as well. You can pre-order items and you can save $2 on every item by using code GemMint at checkout. If you're overseas, you gotta check out comicsbugle.com. Same thing, great eco-friendly packaging, free shipping if you're in the EU, no taxes or import fees. They include gifts in every order. They also take pre-orders and you don't pay until the item is ready to ship. Plus, they have customer service guaranteed to respond to you within 24 hours. So as always, if you're looking to pick up any of these collected editions, Organic Price Books if you're in the States, Comics Bugle if you're overseas, let's jump into the review. All right, guys, here we go. The Ultimate Invasion trade paperback collecting the 4-issue series. This comes out on March 26th. Jonathan Hickman, Bryan, Hitch. Here we have the spine and the back. So retailing $25. A little bio on the story, which we're going to get into now. Ultimate Invasion. All right, so setting up this new Ultimate Universe. Got this nice wraparound cover for issue 1. Chapter 1 starts in the Marvel 616. We're going to be in 3 different universes here. So what we're seeing here is a breakout. Now, what are we going to break out? First of all, this guy throws a little black hole. That's pretty cool. So they're here, and they're demanding $1 billion. And one of the guys on the squad is asking, is there a big pile of money in here? Like, where's the $1 billion coming from? And he's like, no, it's coming from a guy. He's promised us $1 billion. And obviously, it's the Ultimate Universe version of Reed Richards, a.k.a. the Maker. He is being held in captivity in the Marvel 616. You could tell it's him because of that scar eye, although I don't remember what happened to his big cone head that he had from the end of the Ultimate Universe. So anyway, we're breaking out Reed Richards, and his whole plan, he carefully picked the people on the squad because of their DNA structure. Now, one of the guys got sick, and he couldn't make it, so they replaced him, which threw off his whole plan of merging them all, merging their cells so that they can be a decoy maker. This way he can escape without anybody being the wiser. All right, so that is the little prologue here. This showing the building where the Maker was being held captive. So that was 2 months ago. 6 weeks ago is when our Avengers find out that somebody busted in and replaced Reed Richards with this decoy. You can see he was comprised of all those guys that were breaking him out, so he's not really structurally sound with that added addition. Then we see what the Maker's been up to. He breaks into the Baxter building. He breaks into the X-Men compound as the Illuminati is figuring out what's been happening here. He's traveled to Wakanda. He's stolen vibranium. He has stolen the Terrigen spheres from the Inhumans. He's stole a couple of bridges, the Krakoa Gate. He stole one from Stark Storage. This was one of Reed's gates from the 616. Atlantean tech. So basically he's been stealing a bunch of things to build something. Now what's cool about this scene here is there are only 2 survivors from that original Ultimate Universe. You have the Maker and then you have Miles Morales. So he visits Miles, but not to attack him, but to offer him a chance to go back to their home universe. That's where we get caught up in the current time. We have our Illuminati, our Avengers, trying to stop the Maker from whatever plan he's got it conceived. You can see all of the stolen items in this bridge that he's created, and now he'll be on his way. So that's the end of issue 1. The Maker escapes. Now there is a little prologue, which is super important to the current Ultimate Spider-Man universe. This is Pete as a kid at the exhibit here, about to be bitten by the radioactive spider to become Spider-Man, but you can see that Reed steps in and prevents that from happening. So this is what leads to that current Ultimate Spider-Man run. So we have Reed here talking about preventing all of these heroes from becoming heroes, but how some things he can prevent and some he can't. Like Thor's always going to be Thor. He could destroy the Bifrost and change events. He can't always stop the bombs from going off. He can stop or delay space flights so that the Fantastic Four never become the Fantastic Four. And he's using this Maker memory log. So this is the 616 data on how these heroes become heroes. He's trying to prevent that from happening in the 6160 universe. So that's the 3rd universe that we're dealing with here. That's the universe where all of this stuff is going on, where we have this new Ultimate Spider-Man and where we have Reed Richards making a new world. So in this world, we have Iron Man as well. Obadiah Stane is Tony's partner, or I should say Howard's partner, and Howard is the Iron Man in this universe. Obadiah also, we don't see it yet, but he is also the War Machine. So we get that interaction. We have Latveria. So there is this meeting of the minds here. I like these kind of cabals they have. You have the legendary Immortal Hulk, which is like the new Iron Fist is what I'm gathering here. You have the Japanese representation with Sunfire, Silver Samurai, and Viper. You have the Russian conglomerate with Colossus, Magic, and Omega Red. I thought that was a pretty cool team up. Now, they do get attacked right away from this cabal of Avengers. Multiple Caps and Thors and Giant Mans all coming to attack the Maker. That's where we see Obadiah call the War Machine armor in. He told Howard not to come armed, and Howard says, I should have never listened to you. It was a pretty funny little scene. But you have this big fight, so he's already being attacked in this new Ultimate Universe by this cabal of Avengers. And we find out later on how that is. It's kind of abrupt right here when you read it, like, where did these guys even come from? But this big battle does lead to the death of Obadiah Stane, a.k.a. War Machine, and Howard Stark gets captured by the Maker. Real quick, this one is brought to you by THATSPIDERMANBOOTH.com. Their February monthly subscription box is live. Not only do you get 5 comics, $100 of retail value for just $50, but you're going to get 2 additional comics this month. They teamed up with my boy Comic Tom and Fire Guy Ryan for their Crashdown issue number 1, the Gerald Perel variant. The regular, Virgin, and foil are all limited to 100 copies, and there are only 10 medals. Everyone who subscribes to the box is going to get that regular edition, and then it's going to be a mystery on whether or not you get the Virgin, the foil, or the metal. Swing on over to ThatSpiderManBooth.com and sign up for that subscription box today. The Maker shows him he does have this Avengers cabal in prison. They were not able to overthrow him. And he also destroys them in the same kind of way that you saw that faux Reed Richards get destroyed in the beginning, just messing with biotechnology. He explains it thoroughly what he does here. Breaks them down on a cellular level, Reed Richards type stuff. So the reason why he's got Howard is because Reed Richards is trying to build this Immortus engine. He doesn't really remember who built it. He's assuming it was Howard Stark, and he lifts his helmet here to show Howard. The reason why he doesn't remember is because he got half of his head blown off in this battle that we'll see later on here. So he can't access all of his memories. He's trying to build this engine, and that's what we're doing here with Tony. So here we go. We're on to issue 3, The Funeral of Obadiah. 6160, again, designating this Ultimate Universe that this is all taking place in. Now we're in Latveria. So we're introduced to this new Illuminati of sorts. Reed has already remade this universe in his image, and basically these are like the secret 1% that rule the world. Howard learns this, and he's kind of disturbed on how he thinks that the Russians, where are they? He thinks the Russians are the enemy, but they explain to him that that's all just for show. Different regions take turns being the good guy and the bad guy to kind of keep all of the people in check. So Howard hears all this, and he doesn't normally join these meetings. Normally it's Obadiah. And he questions whether or not Obadiah knew this was going on, and he just finds it very unsettling that all the people of the world are just being thrown a ruse, while really these are the top people controlling everything. Now, this is all, of course, the doing of the Maker. Like I said, he has controlled and he has made this world and shaped it the way that it is. This is the world, and I like how he set this up for us. Jonathan Hickman, he was a graphic designer before he was a writer, or he has a background in graphic design, so he always does this kind of stuff. So I like this breakdown of the world as made by the Maker and the undiscovered territory being Wakanda. And we do have that Ultimate Black Panther run. He doesn't get mentioned in here. We only see the 616 T'Challa in the beginning. All right, moving on. Howard talking with Tony. He let his son know what's going on, and they kind of talk each other into we should fight and we should win. So this is an important thing that happens. We know that Iron Man, Tony Stark, is the one that gives the radioactive spider to Peter, if you read Ultimate Spider-Man issue 1. So this is kind of just setting the scene for Tony to become Iron Man. All right, so the Maker takes Howard to the laboratory where he'll be working, and he's got this universe's Reed Richards on the task already, and he's got the iron mask on him, so like a Dr. Doom throwback, which was pretty cool. So here is the far future. This is where we learn why this group of Avengers attacked Reed Richards earlier on. And we see that they all are following the orders of this futuristic version of Kang, who looks a lot like Iron Man. So throwing Kang into the mix as we get into the last issue. Reed and Howard kind of bond over trying to build this engine. So learning that Reed has been captured here. They're in the city, which if you guys caught my Ultimate Marvel Omnibus review by Jonathan Hickman, he has the city here as well in Latveria. We saw it earlier on, but that's a throwback to the original Ultimate Universe. And now there are 2 Immortus engines, the one that was damaged and then the new one that has been built by Reed and Howard. All right, so now they suit up. Funny that Reed goes full Doom garb here. And they are here to present the engine to the Maker. However, they sabotage the Maker, opening the door to let the wolves in. So now he's freed the multiverse Avengers here, led by Kang. So we have a big all-out brawl. Bryan Hitch doing a beautiful job, kind of channeling his inner George Perez, right, with all these multiple characters. So Howard Stark, Ultimate Iron Man, fighting against the Maker. Then we have this battle, beautiful double-page spread between the Maker and Kang. And I don't know, maybe one of those blasts here jogged his memory. Now he remembers his battle in the far future with Kang, which they don't really say who Kang is here. I'm just assuming it's Howard Stark, because then you have this interaction between Kang and Howard, kind of like seeing yourself in a mirror and not liking what you see. So Howard attacking the Maker, Reed here doing his part, setting off this bomb. Here goes the city, like I mentioned. And they've trapped the new Illuminati in the city, so they have to wait there for 2 years or something like that. Basically, they're taken off the map. Now they're trying to discuss on what are they going to do with the representation from America, who should they appoint now that Howard's gone. Obadiah had been taken out first, and he was their original point man for the United States, and now they're deciding to basically split it up amongst themselves. So lastly here we have Reed Richards handing off a letter to Tony from his dad, Howard. He decides to pick up the armor and become not Iron Man. He's going to go by Iron Lad until he could come up with a better name. And we know the task that Tony is on now. Now he needs to tap all of those heroes that have been prevented from becoming heroes, like Spider-Man, how we saw in issue 1. And it's funny, he mentions in the beginning, the maker, that he couldn't find a Steve Rogers trapped in ice. It wasn't there in this universe. So Reed shows Tony where Captain America is frozen in ice still. So we haven't seen that come to play yet. But it looks like we're going to get Captain America in this Ultimate Universe. And that's where it ends, man. We get some variant covers in the back. And we've got Ultimate Spider-Man. I just read and reviewed issue 2. Black Panther issue 2 is coming out. Peach Momoko's X-Men 1. So this is setting the stage for all that's to come. All right, man, I'm digging this new Ultimate Universe. So glad that I was able to get my hands on this trade paperback and get caught up, because we're still early in this. As the time of recording, there's only 2 issues for Spider-Man and 1 for Black Panther so far, and that's it. Now, if I recall, there was another one-shot or something else that had to do with this. Let me know in the comments below, but also let me know what you think about the Ultimate Invasion trade. How are you liking the new Ultimate Universe? I appreciate you guys watching. As always, leave a like if you can, subscribe if you can, and stay minty fresh. Peace.